She snapped. "If you don't trust me, then maybe you should just leave." I said, "That's the first honest thing you've said all night." When she returned home to find my side of the closet empty, the echo in the house spoke louder than I ever could. I, 31 male, moved out of the house I shared with my fiancée 3 nights ago. She doesn't know yet. She's been at a work conference since Thursday. She comes back tomorrow, and when she does, she's going to walk into a half-empty house that will tell her everything she needs to know about where we stand. Let me rewind. Rachel, 29, and I have been together for 5 years, engaged for 1. We bought a house together 2 years ago. Well, technically I bought it since my credit was better and I had the down payment saved, but it was supposed to be ours. She pays me rent that covers about 1/3 of the mortgage. Rachel works in pharmaceutical sales. Good money, lots of travel, lots of client dinners. I'm an electrician, steady hours, home by 6 most nights. It worked well for us, or so I thought. The first red flag was subtle. About 6 months ago, she started being weird about her phone. We'd always been open, knew each other's passcodes, would answer each other's calls if someone was in the shower, that kind of thing. Then, suddenly, she changed her passcode and would tilt her screen away when texting. When I asked about it, she said her company was implementing new security protocols because of sensitive client information. Seemed reasonable. I'm not a jealous guy, so I let it go. Then came the conferences. Her job always involved some travel, maybe once every couple months. But starting in January, it ramped up. Suddenly she had conferences every other week. Sales meetings that ran until midnight. Client dinners that turned into drinks, that turned into her crashing at a coworker's place because she was too tired to drive home. Still, I trusted her. We were planning a wedding, looking at venues, talking about kids. Why would I doubt her? Last month, things got weirder. She'd come home from these trips exhausted, but glowing? And she'd be super affectionate for like a day, then distant again. She started criticizing everything I did. The way I loaded the dishwasher was wrong. My work boots were too dirty. I spent too much time with my buddies. Nothing was right anymore. Then came Thursday night. She was packing for another conference, this one in a city 2 hours away. I was helping her pick outfits when I noticed something. "That's new," I said, holding up a black dress. Not her usual style, way more revealing than what she'd wear to a work event. "Oh, that's for the cocktail reception," she said, grabbing it from me. "Fancy. Which hotel is the conference at again?" She paused. "Just for a second. The Marriott." "Downtown?" "Yeah. Here's the thing. My buddy Luis is an electrician too. His company had just finished a big job at the downtown Marriott. Conference center was closed for renovations until next month. I knew this because Luis had been complaining about it for weeks. Huh. Weird they'd have a conference there with the renovations." Her face changed. "What renovations?" "Luis's company has been rewiring their whole conference center. It's been closed for 3 weeks. Must be a different Marriott. There's only one downtown." That's when she snapped. Full-on explosion. "If you don't trust me, then maybe you should just leave. I'm so sick of this interrogation every time I have to travel for work. You knew what my job was when we got together." "Rachel, I just asked about the hotel." "No, you're accusing me of lying. This is exactly why I need space when I travel, because you're so clingy and paranoid." "I'm not accusing you of anything, but you said downtown Marriott, and I know for a fact." "Oh, you know for a fact. Maybe it's at a different location. Maybe I got the name wrong. Maybe you should stop treating me like a criminal." I looked at her for a long moment. She was red-faced, defensive, practically vibrating with anger, over a simple question about a hotel. "You're right," I said quietly. "That's the first honest thing you've said all night." "What?" "Maybe I should leave." She blinked. "I didn't. That's not what I meant." "No, you're right. If I don't trust you, I should leave." "And Rachel, I don't trust you." The anger drained from her face. "Babe, I'm sorry. I'm just stressed about the presentation." "What presentation? For which client? At which hotel?" Silence. "Have a good trip," I said, and walked out of the bedroom. She left the next morning while I was at work. Sent me a text. "I'm sorry about last night. We'll talk when I get back Sunday. Love you." I didn't respond, because I'd already made my decision. Update 1, so I did it. Moved out while she was gone. And before you all come for me in the comments, Yes, I know it's my house. I'm not abandoning it. Let me explain the strategy. First thing Friday morning, I called in sick to work. Then I called my brother Diego. He manages a storage company and has a truck. Told him everything. He'd never liked Rachel anyway. Said she talked down to him at family dinners. He was more than happy to help. While packing, I found some interesting stuff. Like the credit card statement she'd accidentally thrown away showing charges at restaurants in our city on nights she was supposedly out of town. A receipt for lingerie I'd never seen. And in her jewelry box, a man's watch. Nice one too, definitely not mine. But here's the kicker. Remember how she pays me rent? Well, I've been putting every penny into a separate savings account since day one. Originally, it was going to be for our wedding. Then maybe a surprise honeymoon upgrade. But now, it's my Rachel reality check fund. I only took my stuff, my clothes, my tools, my personal items, left all the furniture, all the shared stuff. But here's what I did do. 1. Installed security cameras. My house, my right, covered all entrances and common areas. 2. Changed my emergency contact at work from her to my brother. 3. Removed her as my beneficiary on my life insurance and 401k. 4. Canceled the venue deposit for the wedding. It was in my name, paid with my card. 5. Screenshotted everything suspicious I'd found and emailed it to myself. 6. Moved into Diego's spare room temporarily. Then I waited. She got back Sunday evening. The cameras alerted me when she pulled into the driveway at 6:23 p.m. I watched on my phone as she walked to the door, scrolling through her phone completely oblivious. The first text came at 6:31 p.m. Where are you? 6:30. Alex? Your truck isn't here. Are you at Home Depot? What the hell? Where are all your clothes? Then she called. I let it go to voicemail. Called again. Voicemail. The text started getting frantic. Alex, where are you? This isn't funny. Are you seriously doing this right now? Answer your phone. I texted back once. You told me if I didn't trust you, I should leave. I don't, so I did. My phone immediately exploded. Call after call. Text after text. I turned it off and went to grab a beer with Diego and Luis. When I turned it back on later, I had 73 texts and 28 missed calls. They started angry, turned pleading, went back to angry, then desperate. My personal favorite. You can't just leave. We have a mortgage. We're getting married. Adults don't just run away. Rich, coming from someone who'd been running away to fake conferences. Update 2. The entitlement is off the charts, people. So Monday was interesting. I went to work like normal, phone on silent. Around lunch, my foreman comes over. Hey Alex, some lady called the office looking for you, said it was an emergency. Rachel? She's my ex, it's not an emergency. He shrugged, just passing it along. Then she showed up, at my work site. In her designer heels and pencil skirt, picking her way through a construction zone. Every guy on the crew stopped to stare. Alex, we need to talk. I'm working. I drove all the way here? That's a you problem. This is a hard hat area. You need to leave. Don't you dare dismiss me. You disappeared. You moved out without saying anything. I said I didn't trust you. That was saying something. She looked around at all the guys watching. Can we please talk in private? No. You need to leave before my foreman calls security. I'm not leaving until you talk to me like an adult. That's when my foreman, Big Mike, walked over, 6'4", 280 pounds of muscle. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to exit the work site. Safety regulations. She actually stomped her foot like a toddler. This is ridiculous. Alex, you can't just ghost me. We live together. Lived, past tense. Mike, can you escort her out? The look she gave me could have melted steel, but she left. That night, the real fun began. I'd been staying off social media, but Diego showed me her posts. She'd gone full victim mode. Sometimes you think you know someone after 5 years, and then they show their true colors. Grateful for my friends and family during this difficult time. The comments were a mix of people offering support and others asking what happened. She was vague in responses, talking about trust issues and inability to communicate like adults. So I did something petty. I commented, "Weird how the conference hotel you stayed at was closed for renovations. Must have been magic." She deleted the post within minutes. Tuesday, she tried a different approach. Showed up at Diego's apartment with tears and apologies. Diego wouldn't let her in, but she stood in the hallway putting on a show. I made a mistake, I admit it. But we can work through this, couples therapy, whatever you want. Diego recorded the whole thing through his Ring doorbell. He's not here, he kept saying. I was on his couch eating cereal and watching her performance on his phone. I know he's in there. Alex, please, let's talk about this. You can't throw away 5 years. Lady, you threw it away when you started lying, Diego said. Now bounce before I call the cops. She left, but not before yelling, "This is kidnapping. You're keeping him from me." Diego and I almost choked on our cereal laughing. Wednesday, yesterday, things escalated. I got a text from an unknown number. "Hi, this is Garrett. I think we need to talk about Rachel." Final update, Garrett. The plot thickens, right? I met him at a coffee shop near my work. Seemed like a decent guy, sales rep for a medical device company, early 30s, looked exhausted. He recognized me from Rachel's Instagram before she scrubbed all our photos. "I'm assuming you figured it out," he said. "The fake conferences?" He laughed bitterly. "Is that what she told you? Man, she told me she was separated. Said you two were selling the house, just living together until it closed." My turn to laugh. "We just got engaged last year. When did this start?" "January. Met at an actual conference." The irony, right? 6 months. 6 months of fake conferences, late-night client dinners, and me at home planning our wedding. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked. "Because I just found out she's engaged. My buddy saw her crying on Facebook about her ex ghosting her. Mentioned losing her engagement ring. I didn't know there was a ring." "There isn't anymore." Here's what Garrett told me. She'd been living a complete double life. Told him she was in the process of leaving me. Told him the house was already sold. Even showed him fake listing photos she'd made. When she visited him, those conferences, she played house, talked about their future. Meanwhile, she's picking wedding venues with me. "She's at my place right now," he said. "What?" "Yeah. Showed up yesterday crying about her abusive ex who locked her out of her own house. I let her crash. Then I saw the Facebook stuff and started putting pieces together. I showed him the security footage of her entering the house Sunday. Her key working just fine. The timestamps showing she'd been there for hours before I responded to her texts. His face went white. She said you changed the locks. Said she had to get a hotel. My guess, she needed an excuse to stay with you." He left the coffee shop looking like he'd been hit by a truck. I almost felt bad for him. Almost. That night, last night, Rachel went nuclear. The text started around 8 p.m. "How dare you contact Garrett? You had no right. You've ruined everything. I'm gonna sue you for harassment. The house is half mine. I've been paying rent. You can't just spy on me with cameras." Then the voicemails. Oh, the voicemails. Screaming, crying, threats, accusations. My personal favorite. "You think you're so smart? You think you won? I'll take that house. I'll take everything. You can't just abandon me. I know my rights." I texted back once. "Your rent payments are in a separate account. Every penny is there. I'll write you a check for the full amount. The house is in my name only. Your name isn't on the deed, the mortgage, or any utilities. You have 30 days to collect your belongings. Contact me only through my lawyer." Then I blocked her number. This morning, I went to the house early, changed the locks, yes, for real this time. Put all her stuff in boxes in the garage. Texted her friend Megan from an app that generates temporary numbers. Rachel's belongings are boxed in the garage at the house. She has 30 days to collect them. The garage code is 4729. It will be changed in 31 days. Any items remaining will be donated. Megan replied, "Who is this?" "Alex's attorney's assistant. Please relay the message." I don't have an attorney yet, but I will by Monday. The best part? Remember that Rachel reality check fund? Turns out she'd been paying me $900 a month in rent for 2 years. That's $21,600 sitting in an account. I'm writing her a cashier's check for the full amount. Can't say I kept a penny of her money. As for the house, the mortgage is in my name, the deed is in my name. She has zero legal claim to it. I checked with a real estate attorney buddy of Luis's. She could try to claim some kind of equity based on improvements or whatever, but she'd have to prove she paid for them. Spoiler, I did all the work myself and have receipts for every material. The engagement ring? Family heirloom from my grandmother. Already back in my mom's jewelry box where it belongs. It's been 5 days since I left. 5 days since she told me to leave if I didn't trust her. Turns out, that was the best advice she ever gave me. The house does echo now. Half the closet is empty. Her coffee mug isn't on the kitchen counter. Her shampoo isn't in the shower. But you know what else isn't there? The constant anxiety. The wondering where she really is. The feeling that something's off, but you can't quite place it. Diego says I can stay as long as I need, but honestly, I'm ready to go home. My home. Where I don't have to wonder if the person next to me is lying, where I don't have to question every work trip or late night. Oh, and Garrett, he texted me this morning. She's gone. Took her stuff while I was at work. My watch is missing. The watch. The watch I found in her jewelry box. I texted back, check your credit cards too. He replied with a string of expletives. Apparently, she'd memorized his card number and ordered herself a bunch of stuff online. Had it shipped to a friend's house. Some people never change. As for me, I'm sitting in my empty house, drinking a beer and feeling lighter than I have in months. The echo doesn't bother me. Know what it sounds like? Peace, freedom, truth.